This show was created with the sole purpose of being able to inspire other people and to be able to give back. Hey guys, just wanted to do another quick video because I had an incredible conversation with a really close friend of mine and a business partner. We've done a ton of deals together, and we were actually on a flight out to Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago to look at a property that we put on our contract for our new fund. And it was interesting because both of the guys that were on the flight with me, they had recognized that I've been flying a ton more. You know, I got my pilot's license. I was really excited to spend a lot more time in a plane. We got a new plane that we took out to the site. And one of the things that one of my friends, Dave, asked me about, he said, you know, what was the major reason that you got your pilot's license? And you know, that you spent this money and this time on a plane. And you know, it was interesting because I didn't think that much of it, but I had a very quick response as to why. And the immediate response was freedom. And the reason that was my response was freedom has become a major highlight in one of the things that I value the most, especially because of where we're at right now. With COVID over the last year, I've felt that our freedoms, our personal freedoms, have been attacked. I feel like they've been taken away, they've been restrained. I feel like they're chipping away at more and more of them every single day. That the government is inch by inch taking away our freedoms. You might not agree with me, you might not be on the same page as me politically, it really doesn't matter. The point of the video is that freedom is what's super important to me. And I know it's super important to others. And so when Dave asked me about why I got my plane and my pilot's license, I told him the answer was freedom. And he asked me to explain a little bit. And this was my response. I said, you know, each and every one of you guys that are watching this video, you can probably think back and remember the day that you got your driver's license. When you're 16 years old, and you got into a car either by yourself or with a couple of your high school buddies, and you just drove around and you went wherever the hell you wanted to go. And maybe you went and tried to pick up some girls like me and my buddies in, you know, our shitty old truck. Or, you know, maybe you drove to the mall, or you went to, wherever you went, there was a feeling that you'd felt for the very first time in your life that was like this next level of freedom. And I know that when I got my pilot's license, I felt that exact same feeling of when I was 16 years old times 100. Because now I felt like the world just shrank. And I had this time machine and this ability to have freedom like I've never had. Because even though any of us could get a plane ticket anytime we wanted, you know, we're still restricted by, well, when's the flight take off? When does it land? When does it, you know, what can you take on it? Going through security, how many people, what is the cost? All of those things play in to your freedom. And without any of those, being able to literally just drive down, get in your plane, not coordinate with anybody else, no pilots, no anything, and just fly anywhere you want is the epitome of freedom for me. And the reason that became so important to me during this period of time was because there's all these little things that are chipping away at our freedom, and it stung. It was pain points. It still is. They're major pain points for me. And so I felt like being able to take some of my freedom back and not have to deal with the rules at airlines and the security and the TSA, and it just gave me a lot of my freedom back. And what's interesting to me about freedom is people always ask, they're like, you know, like, have you seen, you know, people change as they've made money? Or, you know, have you changed a lot since you've made money? And the question I usually tell people is that I don't think that the person really changes that much as they have success and they get money. Some of their actions might, but innately, I think we just become truer to ourselves when we make some money. And I think everybody does that. I don't think they change. I think they actually just become more honest and more authentic, and they live truer to who they really are and who they wish and want to be. And the reason that they do that, and the reason that I've done that, is simply because, you know, when you feel like you are dependent on other people, maybe financially, maybe emotionally, you feel like you have to please them. You feel like you have to do what they want done so that things just work out. I remember early in my career, a lot of the investors that I did deals with, you know, a lot of those guys, like, they just honestly weren't my cup of tea. But, you know, I fit in, I went on the trips, I did what I needed to be likable and to raise capital for my investments and my deals. But a lot of times I'd come back off those trips, I'd feel totally spent. And, you know, even my wife would be like, Aaron, why are you so tired? You've just been like on a golf trip for 4 days with guys. You think you'd just be energized and you'd be happy. And quite frankly, I was like, no, it was tiring. And the reason it was tiring is because I wasn't being me. I wasn't being true to myself. And I was, it's so clear today that the people that I associate myself with, the people I hang out with, the people that I do business with, they're my friends. They're the people that I really, really enjoy, mostly because I can be 100% myself. I can be 100% authentic. And that's not tiring. That's energizing. That's why my business is thriving like it never has before, because the people that I'm working with, doing business with, they're the people that I like. They're the people that I trust. They're the people that I can be real with. And so I get to come off trips now and actually feel great and energized. And the reason I bring that up is because many of you in your life right now, you're just playing down. You're playing down for the people that are around you. You're playing down for people that you think have control over you. You're not being authentic to who you are, who you want to be, because you're afraid that this person won't like you, won't invest with you, won't employ you, won't love you, whatever the case may be. And you might be right, but it doesn't matter, because there's so many other people out there that will like you for who you are authentically. They will want to be in business with you. That scared me. It scared me tons to just be me, because I thought I would lose a huge part of my business. And did I filter out a lot of people? Absolutely. There's a lot of people that didn't like the new Aaron, the real Aaron. But I attracted a tribe of people that I'm so grateful for today, that only came into my life because I decided to just be me and live with the consequences. And I can tell you this, the consequences are fantastic. So I want you to have hope that you don't have to live this life of somebody that you're not, that you can live a life of freedom, that you can be who you want to be, and that you'll thrive. And people will come into your life and they'll replace those people that you're afraid of losing because you're dependent on. And as you become less dependent on others, you'll feel a sense of freedom that you've never felt before. And so, do people change as they get money? No, they just become who they are. They become more true, they become more authentic, and they feel free. And so I want all of you guys to feel that. It's the best feeling in the world, and you will thrive, you will succeed in every level of your life as soon as you start doing that. In your business, in your relationships, with your children, with your spouse, with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, with your employees. And there'll be an inner peace that just you haven't felt since you were a little kid. Since you started driving at 16 years old, you'll feel that. And so become more of who you actually are and start making those steps, taking those steps to just be the real you.
This show was created with the sole purpose of being able to inspire other people and to be able to give back.